Aargau Topsport und Tele1 präsentieren die 23. Ausgabe vom Baden Masters vom 17. bis zum 20. August. Zum Saisonauftakt treffen die Baden die besten Schweizer Göller auf die Weltelite. 20 Weltklasse-Teams, Nervenkitzel pur, der Kampf um jeden Millimeter, grosse Emotionen, einfach Görling-Weltklasse. Direkt vor der Haustür und am Freitag, 18. August auf Tele1. Das Baden Masters wird präsentiert von Swisslos Sport von Aargau, V-Zug, einem Schweizer Haushaltsgerätehersteller, und Schop mit ihren Profis für Gartenbau, Spenglerei und Flachdach.
Welcome, welcome curling fans. We started with 20 teams. The top 8 qualified for quarters. The winners, 4 winners played a semi-final this morning. We are down to 2 teams battling to call themselves the Baden Masters 2023. We are at the grand final of this start of this new season's competition.
Top button.
My name is Lorna Rettig and I will be hosting us through brand new finalists. We will have brand new champions. We will say hello to the teams in just a minute. But on ice today we have throwing yellow.
Line's good.
It is
Line's
the
good.
legendary Italian
Yellow
team
rim.
of Joel Retornaz.
Dunks.
Throwing red. A less familiar face and less familiar team perhaps, but no less worthy of their place here in the final. They have demolished everybody this weekend.
Okay.
It is Cameron Bruce's team from Scotland. I see Dennis in the chat already. I know he cheers for the Italians.
Make a good one.
Of course, I do too, but I shall be on my best behaviour and be nice and neutral. And to be honest, it is hard not to admire everything, the great work that Cameron and Bryce's team have done this weekend. They have demolished everything in front of them. Both of these teams unbeaten on their way to the final. This is actually the third Scottish team that the Italians will play.
Yeah. 2/3 is right into here.
They played Kyle Waddell's team yesterday evening in the quarter-final. They played James Craik's team this morning in the semi-final. And let's hope they are not completely sick of having to play Scottish teams. They now face Cameron and Bryce in the final.
Go! Hard! Good. Good sweep, Bob.
It's the Italians who have last stone in this first end. The teams did a last shot draw before the game. Unfamiliar territory for Cameron and Bryce. Familiar territory for Retornaz, but this Italian team have not won this competition. In fact, all 8 players out on ice, none of them have been champions here before.
Like the hat.
A lot at stake.
You like the hat? Over here. Chase, thank. 12-5.
We saw Cameron and Bryce squeeze their way past Ross Whyte in their semi-final, and there's our first look at our All-Stars flag. We had an All-Stars team comprising
Clean.
Alex Baumann and Sixten Totzek of Germany,
Clean.
Stefan Wallstadt, last year's winning skip from Norway, and our sole representative from Sweden at this year's championship, Johannes Patz. And exciting news, viewers. If you're here for the halftime quiz, and who isn't, you could win our All-Stars flag signed by the athletes themselves. We've said hello to all the teams in the Kahoot trivia quiz at half-time. We've got to know a whole lot of the teams. And a few things we maybe didn't want to know about the Italian team socks. But we have additional prizes up for grabs at the half-time quiz doing the grand final here. It is going to be a quiz about Baden Masters. So get your previous competition brochures out and stay ready for that. Halftime trivia will be on Baden Masters. We're in the first end of the grand final here at Baden Masters 2023. It is Joel Retornaz's familiar Italian rink throwing yellow. They have last stone. They are up against newcomers to this competition and this final, Cameron and Bryce, but all of these boys, they have been around a long time. They are very experienced. In fact, 2 of Cameron and Bryce's team are currently the world vice champions as part of their mixed rink for Scotland. The Italian team, of course, their trophy cabinet heaving. But maybe slightly different styles out there. The Italians very comfortable with the aggressive stuff, keeping stones in play. The Scottish style of play maybe a little more conservative. It was edgy stuff this morning when we had Cameron Bryce's team playing Ross Whyte's team. We thought it would go all the way to the wire, and it certainly did. Cameron Bryce throwing to land fully 4 foot with his last stone of an extra end, earning their place here in the final.
Right to the stick.
Very different path for Retornaz's Italian team. They jumped out the blocks against Scotland's James Craik.
Not enough that I thought it was going to roll. 10-4.
Put a few steals on the board, and then it was too big of a mountain for James Craik's team. And the Italians off in just 5 ends.
No. Throw that side.
Half shot there from Bryce's team. Allows Italy to just clear out that centre guard, making sure that Retornaz should have a very simple shot with his final throw. Bryce putting the guard up front to give himself the option of putting some stones in play, be a bit aggressive if needed, but the Italians quite happy to run this end through. Not interested really in putting stones in play in this first end. We've seen that quite often over the weekend. The teams just finding the way, getting used to the ice in this first end. And that's a practice throw for Cammy Bryce. It doesn't stick around, but no harm done. That's some target practice for him. He will adjust that with his next throw.
Slide was alright. Pretty aggressive. More aggressive than my last draw in the last game anyway. He's probably feeling it.
Scottish curling having an outstanding weekend here. All 4 Scottish teams qualifying for quarter-finals. Whereas last year it was only Ross Whyte's team who qualified for quarter-finals, and they got knocked out at that stage. This year, all 4 qualifying for quarter-finals, 3 qualifying for semi-finals. And Cameron Bryce still here in this competition for Scotland. A bit of target practice then for Joel Retornaz. He's just thrown a nice last stone draw, and it was Italy that picked up hammer, picked up last stone in this first end by dint of that. So that stone running on a little bit. Again, a good practice throw for Retornaz to find the weight, get used to what's T-line on this ice.
Whoa.
Jamie, the Ice Master. I'm not sure the last time
Don't kill yourself.
he was allowed to sleep, but Jamie's done a super job all weekend since early on in the week to prepare this competition standard ice for us, and I think the teams really appreciate it. Very fast ice, really nice and curly, just like you have at World Championships and Regional Championship. Retornaz seeing a completely empty house, but as you see from vice skip Mattia in the house there, he felt the throw was maybe a little inside the brush, but they can still learn something from throwing that stone. Let's see what the path looks like. They can always learn something. They never waste a stone. So, conservative start, as we are fairly used to seeing. After one end in the final here of Baden Masters 2023, blank end in the first, it remains 0-0. Oh, I can see, I think that's one of our Japanese friends in the chat. They're cheering for Retornaz as well. Very popular team. I know we always have a lot of Scotland fans in the chat as well. I think this is an ideal game for the neutral, actually. I think we'll have two somewhat contrasting styles, both of very high quality. And I think we shall probably see something a little more aggressive now in this second end. So the sweeper's standing off that shot. It is going to roll into the house. I think I heard Bryce say there 15.5. He means that stone just landed, took 15.5 seconds to go between the hog lines. And you'll see the teams measuring that hog-to-hog time. That tells you how fast, in general, the ice is running. And 15.5 is pretty fast.
Let's go tight anyway. Might be in as well.
And Italy called a guard, but again, the sweeper is just standing off this one. That is going to slip into the rings. Oh, or is it? Is that worth a measure? Everybody having a look at it. If it's touching the rings at all, it is not protected by free guard zone. Everyone agreed it is touching the rings. Yeah, if the teams were not agreed, if that stone is touching the rings or not, they can ask the umpire for a 6-foot measure. That is the only time you're allowed a measure during an end, rather than after the end is concluded. But no need for that. Everyone's saying, yeah, that stone's already in the house. Therefore, not protected by free guard zone.
Carl.
And surely about to be removed by the team from Scotland. Important is the roll here as well. No point just hitting that on the nose, or you would simply supply the corner guard that Italy were looking for in the first place. Nice controlled throw there.
Yeah, same.
Se vuole giocare guardia, la giocano lì. Se vuole andare alla prossima, vabbè, giocano guardia.
We have Bryce of Scotland in the chat. I wonder who they're cheering for. Go Team Bryce, they say. Team Bryce have been absolutely going for the ton this weekend. I think this morning's game, I think, was the first one that even went the distance. If you want to say hello in the chat, tell us who you're cheering for, or if you have any questions or thoughts you urgently need to share. Everyone's welcome here in the virtual club.
Top 12's not awful, look here. Top 12's not awful here. Yeah.
what's Scotland's objective then for this second end? At this early stage, they really just want to try to frustrate Italy, try to make sure that Italy doesn't have options to start building an end, getting yellow stones in play.
Going. Okay, straight Carl then. Straight Carl. Needs to just Carl it. Okay, fine now.
He did say ahead of the stone, Cammy Bryce, 12 foot's okay, and that's pretty much where it's landed.
Then stop it. Be close to 15ish.
But has it slipped in a little too far? And yeah, is there now an opportunity for Italy to start getting some yellows in play here?
Clean. Gina. Oh. Hey. Oh. Oh.
Yes, no, clean.
No.
Sounds good.
No. My roll, mine. 10-12.
Very nice effort from Sebastiano
Maybe
Arman.
fizzle this a little. 10.
If I'm being picky, he rolled half a stone too far towards the centre.
Whoa, whoa!
But
Clean.
you don't win games by hitting anymore.
Whoa!
You need to get stones in play.
Carl! Hard Carl, Robin. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just go on the side of the red.
Oh, sorry. Good.
Sorry.
My bad. My bad.
No?
Let's find a
I got 11-1.
pretty nice space.
Metà.
Troublesome yellow. No longer
Una
out
buona
front.
velocità perché questa è in fil più bassa. Sì. Com'è?
I think there was similar idea possible for the Italians here.
Se lì, gioca lì. Per essere che la che è, se vuoi lì, gioca lì. Sì.
The Italians really trying to get that corner guard to come into play.
Sì. Whoa.
A mighty throw from Sebastiano Arman.
I'll get this one, Joe.
Everybody already running off to the next sheet to pick up the stones.
Freeze.
That certainly got rid of both of those reds.
What's that?
You can just see in front of Bryce there.
You can go low as well. Oh, that's higher. Yeah, try and roll the centre.
You can see the yellow in front of Bryce there. That is now lying shot after that huge throw from our man. And that's now the danger for Scotland. They don't want yellows behind cover here.
Yep. Hard. Whoa, 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 roll it.
They do remove the cover. And now what shall we see Italy do?
Yeah.
Guardia nostra.
That's the professional shot, is to guard it again.
Qua. Alternativa.
Freeze is also a nice idea.
Come arrivare che qua, però. Okay.
You may see a less experienced team, maybe a younger team. You may see them immediately just pointing to the other side of the house, as Joel is now. Nothing wrong with that either. That is certainly the most straightforward way of setting up two. You just have to be careful that you don't set up a double takeout for Scotland. And as luck would have it, that man on your screen, he is the Olympic champion at mixed doubles. But I think he might have overcooked this one. We've seen a few stones running long on this really fast ice. Oh, that's a missed opportunity there.
Quilly trying to throw this at 9 and get a flat roll.
what a difference that made. Instead of lying 2 nice
Yeah, they need to
yellows,
come off that one though.
you were about to be
It's
lying
gone.
minus 2 reds.
Try there, at least. Gotta make a big roll, eh? 9. No.
Rosanna in the chat. She congratulates Team Retornaz, wishes them a good game, and also to the opposition, which is very nice of you, Rosanna.
Yep.
I'm sure we are going to have a good game here.
Whoa. Carl. Whoa.
Both of these teams won 6 games in a row.
Roll it. Whoa, whoa. Good there.
Now a little bit of pressure on Italy. They don't want to give up last stone here by being forced to score 1.
Okay. Who's that? Okay.
Aye, just getting a little tight in there, yeah. Getting them back nice.
We've got the active cam out on the ice now, so we can get down nice and close to the players.
Nice shot.
We learned yesterday we may not want to get too close to the Italian players' feet. One of them, and I shall not reveal who, one of them keeps their lucky winning socks on for the whole tournament.
It's pretty much looking like a stick on blank. It's looking like a stick on blank. It's pretty much half
Cameron Bryce.
Here, but they can make it. It's not going to curl much.
Helpfully explaining what he thinks is going to happen. Really, again, just because of that one mistake there from Italy, throwing that stone through instead of getting a second stone into play there. Cammy Bryce saying he thinks a blank is coming. That's why Italy wanted to roll the yellow towards the centre, make a double take out easier for Joel with his final throws.
Whoa, Cole. Jesus. Just running so straight. I thought we needed to go at some point there.
And after an optimistic start, we did have a couple of stones in play, but there was a couple of loose shots. A couple of stones slipping into the rings when they should have been short, a couple of stones slipping beyond tee or through. And the Italians wisely saying, okay, I think we're just going to bail out this end. It's only the second end. We don't urgently have to get 2, but we don't really want to be forced to take 1.
Yep. Clean. Whoa. Clean, Yep. Oh. Clean.
I don't really want to change the way I'm throwing it just now either, because I just need to trust the ice, tighten up a little bit and throw.
Nice controlled shot from Joe Retornaz with a lovely roll.
On the same spot. Yeah.
If he can somehow catch the Scots out. Typically it's a wee bit harder to hit all the way out in the wing than straight up the centre line.
Clean.
More likely for Cameron Bryce's final stone to roll out here.
Clean.
He's saying just clean though, he likes the sound of it. Cameron would rather just hit this on the nose, I think. And he does. A flicker of stones in play, but finally...
Yeah, didn't even want to call Carl on that first one.
Conservative second end again. But important right now is that this stone from Retornaz... Easy, he says. This stone has to roll out. He doesn't really want to grab 1 point here.
Yeah.
So he throws a big weight at it, make sure it's going to roll. It does. Edgy stuff out there. It is another blank end. I wonder which team is going to make an aggressive move first, or is going to be successful with an aggressive move first. But after 2 ends here at our final at Baden Masters 23, the score remains 0-0.
Yeah.
Violet in the chat says, enjoy curling. Thank you, Violet. Sending your support for our two teams in this game. If you want to say hello, if you want to cheer for your team, or tell us what you've enjoyed this weekend, or if you have a question, we welcome all engagement. And remember, your big opportunity for engagement will come at the conclusion of the fourth end. We will have half-time trivia quiz. And for the final, we even have prizes for our podium, so it is well worth joining the quiz room when you see that QR code popping up. We're going to have questions on Baden Masters in general.
Yeah. And the second one is always out.
I realise we haven't quite said hello to all the teams yet, so in shot just now, that is lead thrower for Italy. Fitting beautifully into this lineup since last year, that's Mattia Giovanella. Second thrower for Italy, Sebastiano Arman. Third thrower, Amos Mozaner. Fourth and skip, Joel Retornaz. Throwing for Scotland today, throwing red, lead thrower is Robin McCall. Second thrower, Luke Carson. Third is Duncan Mingus, and fourth and skip is Cameron Bryce. You can see Robin McCall's stone not quite touching that centre line there, and if they wanted to, Italy could try the tick shot on that red stone there. More likely to see that later on in a game, and wouldn't particularly help Italy at this stage.
A little bit of room just now.
I think it's been a good improvement, the no-tick rule, actually. We were discussing yesterday that club players like us, really not necessary at all, such a rule. We hardly even need the 5 rock rule because most of us are not really capable of making these huge double takeouts on guards and so on. But for these big boys, the no-tick rule making a big difference. We saw it very much in play in that extra end this morning. Really important that your lead thrower splits that line. Ooh, bit of a speed wobble from Mattia, but gets the job done.
No, probably just try and get, whatever your first one is, just keep it the same.
And I think he's going to get a lovely little roll. Yes, he is. It is still Retornaz's Italians who have last stone in this third end. We have 2 blank ends so far. Tom's rail announcements, who has been highly supportive of the Scotland teams and the competition all weekend. He says, I hope it's not going to be a game full of blanks. That would be quite a throwback, wouldn't it? I don't think it will. I think the teams will be getting used to the ice conditions now. It is very fast out there.
Yep.
You don't win games with blank ends anymore.
Yep.
This is not the 1980s.
Whoa. Just let it work. Let it work. Let it work itself.
Georgette also wishing everyone good curling. Hope you've been enjoying the action this weekend, Georgette.
15-2, bumping that.
Seems everyone can hardly believe how fast the ice is. That's a nice throw from Luke Carson. Nestles itself in that little space between the yellows there. You can see that red now lying second shot, and that yellow just behind tee, a little bit more vulnerable. First throw in the third end for Sebastiano Arman. You will hear the team calling Ramma when they're speaking to Sebastiano. That's his nickname. That will not be an answer in the Kahoot quiz at halftime though. Sebastiano's nickname Ramma. Because apparently they all laugh at him because he can't pronounce his R's properly. Plenty of yellows building up
13,
here, but that
13, I
red,
think.
yeah, that red is still the problem.
Quick enough here, eh? Check a stones, perfect. No, I wouldn't have thought so.
It's Cameron Bryce and Robin McCall from their rink. They are currently the world vice champions.
Whoa, whoa!
With their mixed rink.
Clean.
That was just towards the end of last season in Aberdeen.
Whoa, whoa, curl! A little curl, hard.
They came up against
Hard,
not so
hard,
much
hard,
a
hard,
determined Canadian side as a determined Jean-Michel Menard.
I'll go right to this dunk.
The Scottish team played just beautifully, but honestly, Jean-Michel Menard won that game pretty much by himself. And Bryce's rink, I'm sure they've taken huge confidence from this weekend. They have blasted past everybody. On their way to this final, Bryce's team, they beat our All-Stars. They beat Michael Brunner's team, the vice Swiss champions. Anthony Schneider's team, another strong Swiss team. Corey Dropkin's team, visiting us from the US. They dumped out Norway last night. And after a lot of hard work, finally got past Ross Whyte's team this morning. But ooh, a couple of mistakes starting to creep into Italy. The Scots make them pay for that.
Would be good. Can you just stay away at the dunk?
It is Italy with last stone, and I'm sure Tom's rail announcements will be very happy if I announce that I do not see a blank coming at the moment, but I've certainly seen more stones than this all disappear. If you were watching this morning's semi-final, actually, Bryce against Whyte, you would have seen a fairly remarkable quintuple takeout from Ross Whyte. Magicking up 2 points, pretty much out of nowhere.
Whoa, whoa! Let it work. Yep. Yep. Way on late. Way on late. Way on late. Whoa! Robin's in. Robin. Oh, straight.
This is nice play from Scotland. Just frustrating Italy. You can see that Scotland are not concerned so much about scoring this end. They don't need to steal. It's still 0-0. But they're really cutting down the scoring area for Italy, making a real nuisance of themselves.
Primi, secondi, terzi. Prima, seconda, terza. Queste due le vicine.
And hard to get those two yellows back into play.
La perdem probabilmente questa. No, se resta lì non è male. Le deve andare tutte e due però. Ok? Esatto, anche a vesti questo non è a fin del mondo.
This sounds like a fun one. The big guy winding up his throwing arm.
Secondo me bisogna farle in alto, se vuole contare anche questa magari dopo.
Yeah, here we go. I think he's got under 2 seconds to get rid of that stone before he's way over the hog line. Yellow onto red. Boots the whole lot. Oh, that suddenly looks a lot nicer. Lovely throw from Amos Mazzana.
Either this, or we're playing
we
like
have
top low.
Amos Mazzana fan Osako in the chat. They're always very diligent following the competitions as well. I still use the Knights of Trentino to describe our Italian team.
They're probably making this.
And look who else is in the chat. It is our dedicated Canadian correspondent and my buddy Glenn. Thank you for joining us, Glenn. I was wondering if you'd be here this weekend.
13. 13-5, I think is good enough.
If you want to mention a shout out or you just want to say hello, show support for which teams you're cheering for. And don't forget, halftime trivia is coming. The QR codes will pop up during the fourth end.
Just clean, just clean.
We've expanded the quiz room because it's so popular. And we have actual prizes.
Clean. Yep, straight. Clean. Clean. Good. 12-7.
Another nice tidy throw from Duncan Mingus of Scotland. That's interesting though. Now it's the yellow that's lying second shot. Can Italy finally start to build something? We saw how difficult it was this morning. Teams Bryce and Whyte so closely matched. Either one would have been a worthy finalist. And we saw how hard those teams had to work just to get an opportunity to try to score more than one. Lovely hit and roll from Musana. He's not just all about those big hits.
Round the nose. Goes in towards the
Johan in the chat, also dedicated fan. He's cheering for Team Bryce.
It should be close.
And Klaus appreciating the whole thing, appreciating being able to see all the games. Yeah, you can really see a lot at Baden. We've been covering Rink 2 with the active cam all weekend, and Rinks 3 and 4 are always on the static cam. So that's enough curling, depending on how nerdy you are, to last you till next season. Red onto yellow, super shot from Cameron Bryce. He is full of confidence, Bryce. Sorry, he says, but I'm not quite sure what for. These boys make these raised takeouts look much easier than they are. Set it up at your club and see how well you get on. Not out of trouble yet though, Scotland. Maybe that's what Bryce meant. He would rather have got a slightly straighter angle on his throat. He's still likely to be looking at 2 Italian shots after this throw. Ooh, but I don't want to curse Joel, sorry.
Oh. Easy. Sit. Oh. Sit. Hip. Oh. Oh. Clean. Oh.
You can see both Joel and Mattia, they never take their eyes off that stone. Always communicating to the sweepers communicating to them. And just as we thought, Bryce now looking at 2 Italian stones with only 1 shot left for him. I don't see a double takeout. Therefore, he has to try to find a good place, a good stone placement with his shooter as well. First things first, that yellow has to go. And then ideally, Bryce wants to try to hide this red.
3/4 and just try and stick in the 4-foot, give him
Final throw of the third end.
Clean.
For Cameron Bryce, the left-hander.
Clean. Whoa.
You just need to make sure. Sometimes you just need to adjust the ice slightly for your left-handers. They're coming at ever such a slightly different angle. He wants that little roll off to the side.
Sorry. Sorry, boys.
A brave effort, we can see more than half of that. And the good news is, I do not foresee a blank coming from here. Land of the Giants waiting at the other end. All, what, about 4 metres of them combined? They really maximise their strengths, this Italian team. It's Sebastiano and Amos. They're the biggest with their big long arms, the biggest sweepers. And it's Joel and Mattia who will keep eyes on the line.
Whoa, clean.
Clean, clean. I like the sound of that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean, clean. Line. Clean. Continua, clean.
No trouble there. Lovely controlled throw from Italy. And we're off to start with the scoring. Hooray! A well-worked 2 from Italy. The Scots shouldn't be too disappointed. As I said, these raised takeouts, the big boys make it look very easy, but it's really not. But well-worked 2 from Italy, and they're very good front runners, this Italian team. But having said that, Bryce are very good at just plugging away, keeping that confidence. Our Japanese Retornaz fan says, nice 2-point. Yes, indeed. I wonder how important that will be. We did have those couple of blank ends. This is not really the same as scoring 2 in the first end. We've only got 5 ends left. Sue says, she's terrible at trivia, including curling. I'm sure that's not true. Well, I'll give you a hint, Sue. All of the questions that are coming up, they're not difficult questions, but they may be a little bit creative. Would-be quizzers, keep eyes open for a QR code popping up in your screen at some time this end, and we shall have our runaway success story for the weekend halftime trivia quiz. Osako in Japan, another Retornaz fan, says nice communication. Yeah, both of these teams, that's really something to learn as well, is to just observe. They never stop talking to each other, always communicating. The sweepers constantly communicating the weight. Cameron and the vice skip constantly communicating the line.
That's in as well. That's 16-6.
And finally, we have a corner guard.
Wow.
For the first time in the game, it is Scotland who now have last stone. And they immediately set to make aggressive use of it. Presumably, Italy will be doing exactly the reverse. This one looks good without any help from sweeping though. Ramma not quite sweeping it to the line. But Bryce not interested in trying to tick that stone. That wouldn't really help him at this point.
Okay, yep then. Well, mate.
Bryce, very canny skip.
Well, mate. Looks like it's travelling just now.
He's been playing for a very long time.
Clean if you can.
Just got loads of experience. And
good.
He's thrown up that corner guard, but decided he's going to take on the Italians towards the centre and then try to bring that corner guard back into play later in the end. Italy will aim to have none of that, thank you. Try to make it too difficult for Scotland to bring the corner guards into play. Really try to jam up that centre.
Line 8. 8, 9.
Linea buona. Occhio.
What's Italy's objective, gang?
Forte giù che non è male.
You are absolutely right. A -1 for Italy at this end is just perfect. That means 1 point to Scotland, 1 red stone. That is a perfectly fine result for Italy. That would be 2 points to 1 to Italy, and they would get last stone back
As long as
again.
they roll low, this red's good enough. If we chip the guard,
quite
it's fine.
happy to leave that red where it is and just
I think if we're
block all other
we're on like
avenues.
a third, which is good. Like we need probably quarter to make it good. I think it is 13.
Plays with really nice confidence, Cameron and his team.
Easy. Clean. Yep.
You rarely see them looking
Whoa.
flustered
Whoa.
or not quite sure what to do.
Whoa.
They're always very focused on,
Clean.
right, this is
Yep.
the situation. What do we need to do?
Whoa. Whoa. Yep. 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 Roll the red. Roll the red. Roll the red.
That is a fine shot from second
Good
thrower
effort.
Luke Carson.
13.5.
They would have liked it to roll a little bit
Probabile che
further.
prendiamo anche la nostra un po'. E la perdiamo. Arrivare qua proprio. Sì. Bel tiro. Tap anche non è male se abbiamo un buon angolo. Ci mettiamo una doppia migliore per dopo. Di qua? 3/4 alta. Sì. Non possiamo rollare troppo alti, sennò ci prende poi l'interno. Simile.
Discussing
Pieno ok.
whether they wanted to go for the double takeout, or is it better to pretty much put that yellow back on that centre line again. And Joel saying, if we went for the double, you're simply going to jam onto our own yellow stone.
Linea. Linea, continua, forte linea. Forte linea. Hide.
Always for line. Always for line.
Hide.
I think that was a wise choice there. Bryce still having to do something about this centre line. And that red in the 8 foot there towards the top of our screen. A little bit difficult to tell from my angles here, but definitely can see over half of that red, I would think.
Yeah, guard that red. Yeah, that was one option.
There, that's a
You
better
can
angle.
probably just about make this
Yeah, we
and get
could
this.
See about half.
It's thin, but it's there. Even if you grazed your red and went down here, it's not bad.
You can guarantee Cammy Bryce will see every possible shot
Low, or you're just, you can go
that
into
doesn't
the side
defy
of this,
physics.
just for clearing up sake. But I think you're throwing just to kill the 2 yellows.
I don't see a double on those yellow stones though.
First
Can't
thought
get rid
was
of
low.
both of them.
You can just about go to side the red. Like normal. Yeah, like it. Yeah, 7/8 low or something. 3/4 you can get away with.
I think this is Bryce's. This was his first indication. He said it's a thin double to come off that yellow. Let's see.
Whoa! Whoa!
Or is he going for the run back?
Hard, Robin.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Well, that certainly switched things up a bit. Now, if you're Italy, what do? You can say to yourself, now's the chance to do something about this red. The other option would be to stick to that shot they've been playing, come on the anti-clockwise, the clockwise handle, and pop another one top of 4. But look at the scoreboard. Italy are 2-0. They don't need to play aggressively here. So this is the right choice. No reds equals no points. Let's just get rid of that red that could be a danger later. And if you're very clever, you might get a nice roll over to top of 4 foot anyway. So just leaving that yellow there.
Or we're just there. You can make this.
Cammy running out of stones a little bit to try to get this corner guard into play.
First thought was here.
I think you may be forced now to play to the centre instead, yep.
Look
what's popped up in the corner, gang. It's halftime trivia quiz. Go ahead and scan that QR code to get into the quiz room or join us on the website. I think it could be a busy quiz room, so book your place now. We have actual prizes. It will be halftime trivia on the Baden Masters competition.
Okay, well then, if it's line only. Whoa then. Carl. Whoa.
Oh, and this is an oopsie from Scotland. Oh, Duncan Mingus will not be happy with that one. He is going to leave his skip with a deeply unpleasant shot, I would think.
14-4.
All in a day's work to Cammy Bryce.
Had a chance to make the freeze we get. I just thought if it was perfect weight, you had to go. Like, you don't want to lose it early. Like, we've watched some that perfect weight.
I think though we're going to see the Italians aiming to get to that top of 4 foot ahead of Scotland now.
Yeah, I was just thinking like
your quiz code up in the corner of your screen there. Quiz room only holds 50. So if you urgently want to win an awesome prize, book your place.
Buona velocità.
Linea sempre buona.
Perfetta velocità. 5-6.
Giù. Finisci. 6.
Bel tiro.
Yeah, exactly there.
I think you're just nosing the guard dunk.
I think we are just nosing the guard dunk, yeah.
Nose the red.
A lot of work to get 1 point here at the moment for Scotland.
Stilling peel.
Not panic stations, but yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be getting 2 at this end, boys. Simona, very happy with the Italians' progress.
Yep.
Oh, and he picks off the less helpful shot, to be honest. He'd rather have picked off the one in the front of the 4 foot, but that's cleared out the centre line. That's cleared out that anti-clockwise handle. Good effort from Duncan Mingus.
Staggered corner if he get half shot.
We're at skip stones in the 4th end. We're almost at the halfway point of the final here at Baden Masters. It will soon be time for Baden Masters trivia at half-time. And we have actual prizes. We have our lovely All-Stars flag signed by the athletes. We have a terrific jacket donated by the man in your picture there, Retornaz, with his name on it. And we have a shirt donated by Romano Meyer of Michael Brunner's team, the Vice Swiss champions, with his name on it too. If you would love to win an awesome Baden Masters prize, book your place in the quiz room. Meanwhile, Retornaz will want to book his place as some sort of guard.
Linea un pel. No, linea buona. Linea buona. Linea buona. Sempre amo sulla linea. Sempre amo, sì. Linea buona. La linea è buona. Linea buona. Aspetta. Giù, 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 ancora un po'. Oh.
Beautifully judged from everyone there. Lovely guard from the Italians. And you can see, even if Cameron Bryce goes for the raised takeout, and he is very capable of making it, that's not going to help him, or that's not going to help him make 2 points. Now he needs to make a decision. Does he take quite a risk and persist with trying to get 2 points here, realising that, yeah, this is a final. We're almost at the halfway. How many more chances will we get, really, to try to set ourselves up for 2? That's why they're looking at some slightly more complicated things. I don't see a problem for Scotland to get 1 point from here. But Scotland, they will really rather get 2 points here, and that's why they're looking at something a bit more complicated here. So good to see Scotland going for it. As I said, they should be full of confidence, Cameron Bryce's team. Oh, a brave effort. But oh dear, that's what happens when you take a risk. If it doesn't work, you're kind of worse off than when you started. And yeah, everybody in the Italian team pointing to the same spot. They just want to block the pass to the button, force Cameron Bryce to go all the way around the anti-clockwise handle instead. Well, Andreas in the chat, Romano's shirt simply says Meyer. I'm not sure we've got space for a big long name like that. Anyway, can't you just ask him for a shirt? Final throw of the first half of the final here in Baden Masters 23. It's the legendary Joel Retornaz trying to block off this clockwise handle, force Cameron Bryce to go around the anti-clockwise handle. And it will just be for 1 point.
Okay.
And Bryce already accepting his fate. You can see what has to be done here. No possibility to come on the clockwise handle. Bryce is going to have to go all the way around everything. And I think he needs to be fully forfeit. He does not have a lot of space to play with. But that's what he's here for. That's why it's difficult throwing fourth. A couple of centimetres here or there. That might be okay if you're lead or second or third. But Cammy Bryce, he has got one crack at this. Sweepers seem to like it. He had to start a long way out though. You can see he's got no backing. He almost has to get to the 4 foot side he weighs. Oh gosh.
Yeah, there's not.
And Mattia Giovanella winding up his sweeping arm.
Seguita, ancora Mattia, ancora un po', ancora un po'. Ancora che Gnash.
Oh golly. That is a disaster. 1, 2, 3 Italian shots. And what a turnaround in this game. Scots making life very difficult for themselves now. Yeah, a bit of shock in the chat there. But while everyone regroups a bit, let's go to the quiz room. I thought it would be busy. We have loads of people ready to play for fabulous prizes. And we have a few questions about the competition itself. So ready on your buzzers. You get extra points if you're fast. 22 last year. Was it Wallstatt, HØstmaelingen, Goesgens or Schwaller? It was 2 of those teams. Who was it? You have 15 seconds. Yeah, get your answer in quickly. You get extra points if you're fast, and we do have fabulous prizes on offer. I've mentioned it a few times over the weekend, so if you've been listening, this should be an easy question for you. Time's up. It was Wallstatt, that team winning over Goesgens. So most people getting the champions right. It was Wallstatt Goesgens team were the runners up. So points to quite a few folks already. An early lead is Hello. That's a nice cheerful name. Second out of 4 questions. How many nationalities were represented at the Baden Masters this year? Now take care. Is it 7, 8, 9 or 10? Again, get in quickly. The fabulous prizes are very sought after. The correct answer is... Oh, we've got 3 seconds. I'm getting ahead. How many nationalities were represented? It is 9. There were 8 national teams here, but we had Johannes Pats in our all-star team. The only Swede here. Congratulations to you, Johannes Pats. Oh my goodness, it is Team Tank Top who take over the lead. I have my suspicions who that could be. And a few climbers as well. We are halfway through our Baden Masters quiz. It's another multi-select. Which Scottish team has not won the Baden Masters? Is it Whyte, Tom Brewster or David Murdoch? It's a bit of a historical answer here as well. Which Scottish team has not won here, has not won the Baden Masters? All very famous teams. Been at Olympics, Worlds, Europeans multiple times. 5 seconds left. The correct answer is played. Group A, B, C or D. If you've been watching all weekend and counting, I expect you to know this one. Is everybody getting their answers in? 5 seconds left. The correct answer is... It is Group A. That was the group where we had Team Tank Top just dropping off towards the end there. So well done to JS, Ivo and Rosa Melanito. Fabulous prizes for you. Now, how do you claim your fabulous prize? As we said, we have a Retornaz jacket, we have a Romano Meyer shirt, and we have our awesome All-Stars flag signed by the athletes themselves. If you were on the podium there, please send an email to info@badenmasters.ch. You'll find that email address also on the competition website, info@badenmasters.ch, with your Kahoot name. Now be honest. And we will be in touch with with address details, how to get your prize to you. So if you were JS, Evo or Rosa, please send an email to info@badenmasters.ch and let us know how we can send you your awesome prize. And tell us which one you would like. Would you prefer to have a Joel Retornaz jacket, a Romano Meyer shirt, an All-Stars signed flag? And we will give the prizes in order. So first choice for gold, second choice for silver, third choice for bronze. Right, gosh, that was an exciting one. But, oh yes, there's that curling game going on over here as well. And poor old Scotland, horrible fourth end for them. They really had just a couple of half shots earlier on in the end. And, gosh, the Italians were all over it. All they can do then is go all out aggressive, Cammy Bryce's team. As we discovered there in the quiz, we have never had a Scottish champion here, remarkably. None of those big names have ever won this competition. And it's a bit of a mountain to climb for Cameron Bryce's team. Whatever happens here, I hope Scottish Curling are very happy with their entire team's performance, the whole of the Scottish representation. 4 Scottish teams began this competition. All 4 qualified for the quarter-finals, so fully half the teams in the quarter-finals were from Scotland. 3 out of the 4 qualified for semi-finals. The only one who didn't was beaten by Retornaz, who's right in front of you and winning this game currently. We had a superb semi-final, Bryce and Ross Whyte. One of them had to go out though, and it is Bryce's team still standing in the competition, but superb performance from all 4 Scottish teams. Our Italian fans in the chat then, obviously happy with how their team are going. I'm sure everyone disappointed for Scotland. Tom enjoying the quiz, but yeah, feeling sad for the Scottish team out there. It is a long way back from here. It is possible if they can get a 2 in this end, but that's not going to help them. Like I said, it's very difficult to string 7 games together and not really make many mistakes. And it's the Italians who are currently making the fewest mistakes out there. So Dennis and Rosanna cheering for Italy. They're happy to see it. We shall have a new champion either way. Remarkably, this highly accomplished Italian team have not won this competition. And I'm sure they will not be thinking of that yet, as we've seen, even when these teams have quite a comfortable lead, like yeah, +5 is a big lead at this level. You will still see them being completely professional, discussing all the options, being highly respectful of their opposition. It doesn't take much to lose points here, as you saw. We've seen a couple of stones slipping long and really costing the teams. And I know that the Italian team, they will not take their eyes off the stones. They will not be thinking about concluding this game until the last stone of the 8th. And an extra end if needed. Remember, if you were on the podium for our final edition of Halftime Quiz, insanely popular. Not only do you get to show off that you were Quizmeister this time, but if you were on the podium 1, 2 or 3, you win a fabulous prize. please get in touch at info@badenmasters.ch. You will also find that email on the competition website. And tell us your Kahoot name and your choice of prize. Would you like a Retornaz jacket, a Meyer shirt, or our All-Stars flag? Just as we said, the Italians, they're lying 3. They're already +5. But absolutely professional, not taking any chances against the Scottish team. A couple of mistakes from Italy in one end, and suddenly the Scotland team could put 3 on the board, and then all of a sudden it's game on. It is a hard road for the Scottish team, definitely. I said right at the start, this Italian team are terrific front runners. It is a hard road for Scotland, but certainly doable. They've won their place in this final as well. We're going to need precision shots here from Bryce's team. No room for error. They do still have that corner guard. Right, Scotland, you have to make everything from here. Really need a 2 in this 5th end to steady the ship a bit. Really kind of summing up Scotland's experience here, unfortunately. Starting to feel like a game too far for Bryce's formidable squad from this weekend. You can probably predict what I'm going to say next if you're a frequent traveller in the virtual club. Yes, I'm from the 1980s. Yes, I would take away the corner guard. I don't actually know I wouldn't. There's only one shot to come. Therefore, indeed, just throwing something top of the forefoot, trying to force Cameron Bryce, who's really not got his T-weight under control at the moment. Unlike Retornaz, who's got the forefoot in his pocket. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Bryce nominating this. He's not quite got his T-weight at the moment. and feeling more comfortable to just throw a heavier weight, bump that yellow through and sit there for the point. Oh, thank you, Clear Work. You've been enjoying the broadcasting this weekend. Yeah, we've had a good time together, haven't we? Final throw of the fifth end, rather, for Cameron Bryce of Scotland. Yeah, not a huge weight. They want to make sure they can control the line as they're sweeping, and they have. That is finally a point on the board to Scotland. A bit of a wry smile from the Scots there. They do still have a mountain to climb. But we've seen stranger things. That is first point for Cameron and Bryce's team from Scotland on the board after 5 ends. Here in the final at Baden Masters, the score is Retornaz of Italy 5, Bryce of Scotland 1. Hans in the chat says that the Italians, they just seem to be playing with the lowest error rate. And I would fully agree with you, Hans. That is exactly what they're doing. It is really difficult to get a mistake from the Italians. They're very precise with their shot placement. Very happy playing these gentle weight shots, having stones in play. Very good front runners once they get 2 or 3 points up. Pretty unusual for them to lose from there. Oh dear, and that shot from Robin McCall rather summing up Scotland's experience as well. You can see that stone not touching the line, and that's why we see Joel Retornaz having the brush next to it. They want to just try to tick that stone. It still can't go out of play. It's still protected by free guard zone, but it is not protected by no tick rule. And that means that Mattia Giovanella being asked to just move it away from the centre line. Doesn't matter if the yellow goes out of play. In fact, we want the yellow to go out of play. And oh gosh, that's such a nice shot again from Mattia. Now Scotland doesn't have a centre guard, and Italy does have a corner guard. Hans, I agree with you again. The Scottish teams have all performed at a very, very high level. Yeah, we have watched Cameron Bryce's team play their socks off this weekend in 6 out of 6 games. They hardly put a foot wrong, and yeah, maybe it just took everything they had to get to this final, and this is a bit of a game too far. I think, yeah, the Italians in slightly more familiar territory, deep into a competition. But I really do want to give credit to Team Bryce. They've come up against plenty of huge opposition, and they absolutely held their nerve and won their place in this final fair and square. But poor old Robin McCall's afternoon not getting much better, and Mattia Giovanella a chance to show off again. This shot is really difficult. His first shot was perfect. And that's fine. That red popping into the house, but again, important is that red is nowhere near the centre line. I feel that if Italy even just score 1 in the 6th end, that might be enough for Scotland for today. Either way, this is the right strategy from Italy. They're +4. They simply want to keep things simple. They just need to score 1 point in the 6th end, keep the 7th end clean, score in the 8th end, something like that. As I said, they will not be counting this game finished until the 8th end. They will anticipate playing the whole thing, an extra end if necessary. They will keep going about their business until the game is truly over.
No, single piede questa.
This is interesting though. Italy don't even want corner guards now. It is Italy with last stone. But yeah, they don't even want corner guards. They don't need to score 2 points here. They're already +4. Any stone in play is simply a stone that can help Scotland get back in this game. And Ramma being asked to remove that guard. He does no problem. Thank you, Hans and Osako. Yeah, it is a very well organised tournament here. It's nice that it's end of summer, so it's typically very nice weather. Although we may have overdone that this year. Everybody's melting. But yeah, it's typically a nice summer weekend here in Switzerland. Your food is included in your competition entry. And these boys do love eating. The hotel's right next door. You're very close to the airport. And we'll come and pick you up and bring you back to the airport. There's practice ice available beforehand. So yeah, if your team could be interested, then yeah, keep eyes on the competition website and you can reach out and ask if there's an opening. One more reminder, if you were on the podium at halftime quiz, if you were gold, silver or bronze, we have 3 lovely prizes. We have a Retornaz jacket, a shirt from Romana Meyer, and our terrific All-Stars flag signed by the athletes. So if you were on the podium, send an email to info@badenmasters.ch. Tell us your Kahoot name and tell us which of those prizes you would like, the Retornaz jacket, Romano Meyer shirt or All-Stars flag, and we shall give the prizes in order of preference, gold, silver and bronze. And if you don't claim your prize, then I'm going to have it. So get in quickly.
Clean.
Huge throw from huge Amos Mazana. It can take quite a long time to win this competition in Baden, as I said, or as we found out in the quiz as well. A team from Scotland has never won this competition, and yeah, look how strong the Scottish teams are. Look how many teams have supported over the years, but we've never had a Scottish champion. We've never had an Italian champion. Last year's winners, Stefan Wallstad's team, 13 years Mr. Wallstad has been playing this competition before they won. It is not easy to get your hands on this championship.
Paga questo, Questo. 2 terzi.
I think this is the first time in this
Se non ti
competition for
piace,
Bryce's
giocare un
team.
altro. L'era per non dover andare proprio contro 3.
So again, congratulations to them for absolutely winning their place in this final. But yeah, the Italians, they've been here many times, reached the final before, but never won.
L'idea è quella di sticcare qua. Che velocità? 8. 2 terzi. Go. Sit. Oh.
I can tell you, in real life, that stone is really flying, even faster than it looks on the stream here. And lovely shot from the big guy. I think that yellow does now outcount the red. From our angle, it looks like it does.
No, non so.
Parte zeker se noi. Cambia intanto bisogna buttare.
Giallo. Poi non è che cambia tanto.
Osako, our Retornaz fan, she's happy with that shot from Amos. Yeah, the Knights of Trentino
Fa solo single pill.
surely putting too much pressure now on Scotland. We're in the 6th end out of 8. If they just hold their nerve, Retornaz, surely now's the time.
Restringersi il scoring area.
Again, though, Scotland doing the right thing. All they can do is try to give themselves a chance. They need mistakes from Italy. We've seen how unusual that is, but this is the best they can do. Just give themselves a chance. They are now line 2. Sounds like a controlled weight coming. Important that Retornaz gives his sweepers a chance to control the line.
Easy, Amos. Clean.
Clean's a happy sound.
Yep. Whoa. Clean.
That means line is exactly on target. Again now, the correct shot from Scotland. All they can do is give themselves a chance. Hitting and sitting. That stone just thrown by Italy. That would leave Scotland line 2 if there was a mistake from Italy. Those 2 red counters waiting to pick up points. Just like that. There you can see Scotland line 2 reds. If there's a mistake from Italy, Scotland ready to scoop up some stolen points. We're going to see same again from Retornaz. Same weight, controlled weight.
Gotta go.
Oh, Megan, you're just in time. This is the last shot of the 6th end. Sounds like it's on target for the Italians. It is on target. That's 1 point to them. And that is enough for Scotland. Superb tournament from Cameron Bryce's team, but maybe just a game too far there in the final. But at long last, I will need to ask them how many times they've played this competition. Yeah, look at the relief on Mattia Giovanella's face. We have new champions. For the very first time, we have an Italian team are our champions here in Baden. It is the legendary Joel Retornaz. I think well deserved. Even as a long-time Retornaz fan, I think they really were the best team here. I think they played the best all weekend. They have been supporting this competition for a long time, and I am delighted to see them as champions. Good for you, Retornaz.
Thank you.
Yes, sure.
Now some publicity photos for the campaign. And we shall have a trophy presentation up here in the club room. Dennis is delighted. Simone is delighted. I'm sure our friends in Japan, they'll be delighted. Disappointment for Scotland this time. We're still waiting for a Scottish champion, but we now have another nation represented as champions at Baden Master. It is Lorna's long-time favourite, Joel Retornaz's team of Italy. They are the Baden Masters champions 2023. They will get a prize of 12,000 Swiss francs, which will make a big contribution to their expenses. Cameron Bryce's team, they will pick up a prize of 8,000 Swiss francs. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to all the teams for supporting our competition this year. We had 8 national teams here, and we had our All-Stars team. Thank you very much to all of the athletes who supported this competition as always. Thank you in the chat, in the virtual club, for making this such a fun event. Thank you everyone for supporting our fun new quiz. I think that was a huge success. We will all be back next year. Come join us. There's plenty of room here at the club. Come join us, come watch. Let's see if our defending champions can make it back to back next year. I'm sure we'll have all the big names again. Thank you for your company this year. See you next year. Bye for now.
Aargau Topsport und Tele1 präsentieren die 23. Ausgabe vom Baden Masters vom 17. bis zum 20. August. Zum Saisonauftakt treffen in Baden die besten Schweizer Göller auf die Weltelite. 20 Weltklasse-Teams, Nervenkitzel pur, der Kampf um jeden Millimeter, grosse Emotionen, einfach Girling-Weltklasse. Direkt vor der Haustür und am Freitag, 18. August auf Tele1. Das Baden Masters wird präsentiert von Swisslos Sport von Aargau, V-Zug, einem Schweizer Haushaltsgerätehersteller, und Schop mit ihren Profis für Gartenbau, Spengerei und Flachdach.